Hey yo, welcome back to the channel. We sit in the dark, but we know the light. Let's get it. Enlighten one.
Imagine biting into a protein bar, only to find out later that it's packed with insects. Just watch this.
The word insect or bugs is nowhere on this. But this is insect protein energy bars. And there was a man giving these out by the 100 today. They really want you to eat the bugs. This is not a conspiracy theory, Alex. I couldn't believe it. I took it and I asked the guy, where does it say bugs? He said, oh, it's right there. Alphitobius diaperinus in the ingredients.
They're sneaking insects into your food and calling it sustainable. Why? Because bugs are cheap and easy to farm, and they're pushing them as future protein. Less land, less water, more profit for them. And here's the thing, they hide it behind Latin words on the wrapper, on the label. So you won't even know what you're eating unless you're using AI or Google to translate it.
I understand there were insects in it, and I asked the guy who was about to eat it, I said, did you hear him? There's insects in this, and he almost gagged.
3D printed lab-grown meat is officially here, and it is secretly replacing real food. Consumer watchdogs are warning that corporations are using 3D printers to fake the texture of lab-grown mush just to mimic a real steak.
That premium steak is a biological printout. Corporations are taking lab-grown animal cells and blending them with synthetic fats and industrial binders to create a liquid bioink. Instead of raising real cattle, they pump this sludge through robotic 3D printers, layering the red cells and white fat to perfectly mimic the grain of real meat.
That's food. Anything that's the opposite of that, we can't call it food. So unfortunately, the sad standard American diet, or what they call SAD, we can't consider this food that we eating here in America as food, because it's not giving us vitality. It's not rebuilding or replacing or rearranging our proteins, or what we call amino acid structures. It's not giving us our phytonutrients, our macronutrients, or our micronutrients. So it's not giving us power, will to live. What we eating is actually killing us. It's taking from us. So we can't call that a food. We can call it a murder weapon, but we can't call it food.
Where are they getting all the beef from? McDonald's is over the entire map of the United States. We consume 158,000 cows per day, 78 million pounds of beef per day. How can we do that? It's not adding up.
If you have 158,000 cows per day and each one of them weighs about 494 pounds, that equals to about 78 million pounds. And out of the 78 million pounds of beef, McDonald's only buys 2 million pounds of beef per day. So the math literally adds up. McDonald's is not a healthy option, but let's stop making up lies and conspiracies.
Human meat in McDonald's burgers. I'm a former McDonald's corporate chef, and for whatever reason, a previous post that I made talking about what's in McDonald's beef, a bunch of you are still commenting that there's human DNA. For sure, human DNA, human meat in McDonald's beef patties. So what you're gonna do, all right, you gotta go buy yourself some McDonald's burgers. You don't believe me, so nothing I do or say is gonna convince you, so you're gonna have to do work. Try to buy that burger. You're going to cut it in half. You need to retain half of that. Take half of that, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in your freezer or whatever. You're going to take the other half and you're going to search in your area any food testing labs that are in your area. There used to be one here called Silicur. I think it's called Mirio, whatever. You can send that meat in and have them test it for human DNA. If the results come back positive, then you get to sue the pants off of McDonald's. So anyone in the comments that says, yes, there's human DNA in McDonald's beef patties, your next step is to go get meat, go get it tested, and get the answer. If you're not going to do that, then you could just shut the
One of the biggest family dynasties in America, except you've never heard of their name. This family dynasty made more money last year than Coca-Cola, Nestle, and Chevron combined. In fact, they're the largest private company in the US. And this single company controls a massive share of your food supply. They're responsible for supplying food for some of the biggest brands out there, like McDonald's, Burger King, Kellogg's, Mars, Dunkin' Donuts, Unilever, Safeway, Kroger, Albertsons, Aldi, Tesco, and many, many more. Look in your kitchen right now, and you're gonna find a ton of food made by this secret mega corporation. From cocoa powder to cooking oil, salt, sugar, eggs, meat, but you won't find their name on any of these labels. Most of you have never even heard of this name before. That's because this American dynasty has worked very hard to keep it that way. They don't want you to know what they're doing behind their factory doors. Because if you ever found out, you would never buy their food products again. It's that bad. What is the name of this family, you ask? Cargill.
I heard something crazy, and this is true, this is not even fake.
Yeah.
You know how McDonald's has 100% beef?
Oh, yeah.
And how they have a company called All Beef?
They do?
Yeah, so they have a company called All Beef that supplies their meat.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So saying it's all beef and 100% beef is just saying that they're using their company, not necessarily using real meat. And on top of that, this is true. Like, you can Google it. When you eat a McDonald's hamburger, you're not eating beef from one cow.
What do you mean?
You're eating beef from 1,000 different cows in one burger.
Ew.
Because it's just ground and put all together.
Oh, yeah. That's not bad, though, right? How
is
would
that
be bad?
not crazy? That's 1,000 different cows, fam.
Actually, yeah.
Different hormones, different whatever.
Oh, my God.
Different organs, different energy. Fam, that's a whole... That's Skittles.
Never mind.
That's Skittles. That's taking all the Skittles and putting it in your mouth at once.
Because I'm thinking...
Have you heard of the Mountain Dew conspiracy theory?
Mountain Dew? No, I haven't.
This one's fun.
Let's hear it.
Every time Mountain Dew makes a marketing push for a new drink or a new flavor that they have, it coincides with a world event that typically isn't that great.
That's terrifying. Let's hear it.
So Mountain Dew Code Red came out in 2001.
I know what event happened then.
3 months later, after it came out, 9/11 happened.
This is not good.
Maui burst. Right after they dropped that, 3 months later, the wildfires happened in Maui.
Wow, that's crazy.
Are you ready for this one?
Ready.
The Star Spangled Splash came out last year. Do you know who wrote the Star Spangled Banner?
George Washington.
Francis Scott Key. What bridge fell last year in Baltimore? The Francis Scott Key Bridge.
Oh.
Yes!
3 months after?
That's kind of like immediately after that one. Pitch black. A few years ago, we had a blackout in the IT world. July 19, 2024. Various IT systems around the world experienced an outage.
Mountain Dew dropped it and it went dark.
Yes. Another one. Tropical swirl. Crazy hurricanes that wouldn't end in Southeast America just a few months after they dropped that flavor.
They also, I just looked it up, they're dropping a mango rush flavor.
Yeah.
It might be a flood.
It literally might be.
And you can only get it at Little Caesars.
Ooh.
So where are the most Little Caesars, Zach?
Did you look that up?
No, but we saw one in Houston, Texas.
So you think there's going to be a flood in Houston, Texas?
There might be.
People who eat hot dogs eat them because they taste so good. But what's in them is not so good. You know, we've learned to accept it, but I don't know if you'll feel so accepting after this. The company Clear Foods recently analyzed 345 hot dog and sausage products from 75 brands and retailers and found, are you hot dog lovers ready for this? Human DNA in 2% of the samples and in 2/3 of the vegetarian samples. And get this, 10% of all vegetarian products appear to contain meat. Clear Foods says that there are some companies producing high-quality hot dog, top scores to Butterball, McCormick, Eckrich, and Hebrew National.
Do you know McDonald's sells 6.5 million burgers every single day, 200 million a month? But where are all the cows? Even if one cow gave 1,000 burgers, they'd still need hundreds of thousands every month. And that's just McDonald's. What about Burger King, Wendy's, and the rest? Some say there are massive secret mega farms the public never sees. Others believe it's something darker, lab-grown meat, hidden substitutes, or worse. Next time you bite into a burger, ask yourself, what are you really eating?
Barron Trump walks over to Joe Biden, grabs his hand, pulls him in, and says, "It starts now." He walks away. Joe Biden is speechless. He is shook, don't know what to say. Now he walks over to his mom and she says, "Did you tell him?" He nods like, "Yeah, I told him." Now watch the look back. This look back says, "I'm him." Okay, here's a thought, not a prophecy, not accusation, just observation. People always ask, how could the Antichrist rise? Not from nowhere, from power. And look, I'm not saying Barron Trump is the Antichrist. I'm saying if Hollywood wrote the origin story, they'd start here. Born into influence, raised around presidents, generals, and elites. He went to military school, had a private education, and he had a global name recognition before he could even vote. That's not random. That's prepared. And yeah, he's quiet, he's reserved, and almost too controlled, which historically, it's not the loud ones you have to worry about. I don't know what it is, but something about him makes my spirit go, pay attention. Not fear, discernment. Bible says deception comes polished, respect.
I'm a 33rd degree Freemason. I get a copy of the New World Order every month so I can vote on the things I want to stay the same and the things I want to change. I'm going to tell y'all this, but I know y'all not going to believe me. Antarctica is a freezer. And I know y'all going to be like, we know it's a freezer. It's always cold. No, it's a man-made freezer. The reason why it's made to be so cold year-round is because there are titans or kaijus that live miles and miles underneath the ice. And they believe that those frigid temperatures will keep those titans and kaijus completely immobile from carrying out what people would believe is Armageddon or the last days. So the government strategically places polar bears all throughout Antarctica, which is why polar bears are one of the few mammals that actively hunt and consume human beings. So when y'all see glaciers falling or polar caps melting, it's actually those titans trying to escape. And the main reason why they put pigeons in every major city is because
these assholes, they do something called astrogenetics, and it's a book you can look up by the Edmund Van Dusen.
Okay.
Try to find a picture of him, you won't. The Van Dusen family is one of them families, okay? And they're generational funeral home directors. They're the kind of people that could get you Ormus. You know the Strait of Hormuz?
I keep thinking that, yeah.
The Strait of Ormus. Ormus is monatomic gold. It's the drink of the ancient Sumer. Monatomic gold, juiced pineal gland, human lung tissue, some gay shit under the moonlight. Alchemy. Psychic powers, way longer life. You ever saw the movie Death Becomes Her? They're not talking about adrenochrome. They're talking about Ormus. That's the most sought after of all these secret fucking drugs.
So the Strait of Hormuz, as above, so below.
It's just Sumers around, you know, all these things are around that area.
Can you pull up Hormuz, Ormus? Or even just Ormus?
So this is what's funny is because I'll come back in and I go, so in the Adam and Eve story, Ormus.
Dude, the reason I do this, by the way, I feel like I need to say this. I do these back checks now, not because I doubt you, but because you're always right. But what you're saying when people are listening.
Now, if someone told me this, I didn't guess it.
But no, when people are listening, it's one of the ways you dodge having to deal with this shit is you're like, that's not real. So when you're saying like this place that could be the part of the world where World War III radiates out from is named after
Kingdom of Hormuz. Let's look at that. Well, look, dude, it's all made up. Don't worry about it, guys. Crew, relax. We're just having fun. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Portuguese. Port of Grail is what Portugal is. The Port of Grail.
Let's pull up Ormus real quick, by the way. Port of Grail. Let's pull up
Ormus, you're not going to get... You think you're going to find out about real Ormus online?
It says Zoroastrian deity.
There we go. It's
Monatomic gold or M-state minerals is an often liquid mineral supplement derived from seawater. Proponents claim it enhances spiritual consciousness, provides mental clarity, and boosts energy through high spirit elements that support cellular regeneration. So the Strait of Hormuz, where World War III is about to break out, possibly, is named after Ormus, which, according to you, is actually extracted from...
This is a video of a man who claims to have been exiled from the ice wall. He says that the land beyond the ice wall is perfect and our world is basically a prison. And apparently he was banished here as punishment. Now in the video, he is speaking another language, but people have translated it and they say that he's talking about how beautiful the world outside the ice wall is. Now the ice wall is something that comes from the idea of the flat earth theories. So like instead of having a North Pole at the top of the world and a South Pole at the bottom of the world because it's a globe, the world would be flat and there's just a little ring around it, which is actually Antarctica. But they don't want us knowing this, so there's an ice wall and people like patrol it so we don't realize it's a wall. The theory also is that it keeps like the oceans and everything inside of our world from spilling over the edge. People also claim that like there are other lands beyond the ice wall that we aren't allowed to know about. But most scientists entirely reject this theory because there's a lot of evidence that proves that our world is round. But flat earthers believe that the government and the space agencies are just hiding the truth so that no one is allowed to explore past the point of Antarctica. It's basically a conspiracy theory that says we're being kept in the dark about what's really out there. So do you think this terrifying man is actually from the ice wall? Let me know.
Watch this.
World is flat.
The world is flat.
Confirmed.
Completely flat. Completely flat.
And ice wall, what's beyond the ice wall?
You get to that and if you go down and the gravity works in a different direction, so when it rains, it doesn't fall on the floor, it falls up.
Is there another world beyond the ice wall? Wow.
Becoming a pilot takes years of training and a lot of money. Not someone who throws their career away for a joke. Yet, he said it anyway. And when others went looking, they found more pilots saying the exact same thing, independently. Admiral Byrd flew over Antarctica, documented it officially, and wrote about landmass that appears on no map. His diary still exists. The governments never explained it. They just moved on. If you enjoy creepy videos, follow, or we may never see each other again.
Ukraine is about taking down a Christian nation, Russia, with a leader that is doing his duty to protect Russians in Ukraine, which is part of Russia historically, and also the integrity of Russia, which has NATO pushing right up on its doorstep and presenting a mortal danger to Russia. Putin is building more churches than any other world leader. He's also building more mosques than any other world leader. This is the opposite of what our fake religious leaders do, like, for instance, the Schofield Bible.
If you'll indulge me, I'd like to read 2 pages from advice from the extraterrestrials. Yes, it's true that we have been in contact with your government and heads of power. It is also true that we have been It is also true that agreements have been made and kept secret from your people. It is also true that in the past, some of your people have lost their lives or have been badly hurt to protect this secret. Our hands had no part in this. We contacted your leaders because your planet is in grave trouble. Your leaders said the vast majority of your population wasn't ready for anything like us yet. So we made time agreements with your leaders as to when your people would be made aware of our presence. Your air, your water are contaminated. Your forests, jungles, trees, and plant life are dying. There are several breaks in your food chain. You have an overwhelming amount of nuclear and biological weapons, which include nuclear and biological contamination. Your planet is overpopulated. Warning, it is almost to the point of being too late unless your people act. There are better ways of deriving energy and food needs without causing your planet any damage. Those in power are aware of this and have the capability of putting these methods into worldwide use. Those in power view it as a military and security threat. That upset me. You mean to tell me that the people in power have the ability to save and better the planet, and they aren't doing it? Amnesty. What do you mean? Complete amnesty to those in power, governments and leaders who have been suppressing the truth, that they can't be held liable for any past wrong deeds. It is the only way these leaders can come forward with the truth. It is necessary that you do this in order to work together and survive.
I consider myself a conspiracy theorist, and if you like a good conspiracy theory and going down a rabbit hole and investigating, one that you need to go down that will flip your world upside down is Hitler and World War II. Look at all the history. Look below the surface of the history. Ask yourself why constantly through it. Look at all the information out there. It will flip your world upside down because you will start questioning everything, everywhere around you. Everything we've been taught, everything we've been told. If you don't want to become awakened, don't go down that rabbit hole. But if you want to see what really is going on in this world, go down that rabbit hole and check it out. Do some deep digging, and it'll, like I said, it'll flip your world upside down. Just saying. Y'all like and follow.
And now I have one last thing to add. I received this from the Lord at 4:43 p.m. today. It is a brief word concerning a specific group of people that are called the 144,000. Now, just as I was preparing the camera and getting ready to start, I have always said that I would ask the Lord if there's anything that he wants to add. And these are the exact words that I'm going to read directly as I received, with nothing added or left out. Tell them that the 144,000 are coming out. The 144,000 are a special tribe unto God. They are the Lord's chosen. They are the Lord's elite. They are chosen only from Israel. No other people or nation may ascribe to this calling except my people Israel. No other nation or people may claim this calling.
You and me, you know what we got to do? We got to talk, because allegedly we've had our first communication with the Anunnaki this weekend. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, after the alleged meteorite fell to the ground, a message from the Anunnaki allegedly came through in Alabama, and more specifically Georgia, during a national television broadcast. In this alleged message that lasted for up to 3 minutes, the Anunnaki message claimed to say that they knew about the galactic war that was going on above us in space. They knew about the wars here on Earth. They also knew about the meteorite that fell to the ground, which it wasn't a meteorite. They also claimed that a lot more weird and bizarre and unexpected weather conditions and anomalies would be taking place in the coming months. In this message, the Anunnaki did claim to say that they are here to help. They are not here for any other thing, but they are here to help mankind. Now, have you heard this? And are you perhaps someone who actually saw this message? Now, I have received videos and stories and messages from people claiming all of these things, but I specifically want to know if you've heard about this. Do you know about this, or did you see this? Because after I went down the rabbit hole, a lot of the things are adding up. But I want to hear from all of you, because after the meteorite fell, this message has now come across our screens. So drop it in the comments. Let me know what you know about this and if you've seen it or you know someone who has. And remember, anything we talk about is for learning, information, and entertainment purposes only, because it's up to you to believe what you want to believe. It's not up to anyone else. So drop it in the comments and help me get this video to as many people as possible.
Hey, what another amazing video. Look here guys, I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. The truth is out there. Do your own research and you'll come to your own conclusion. I'm just putting it out there so y'all guys to come to your own conclusion. You know, the truth is out there. So let's get this video to a couple thousand likes and boom.